Greetings. I would like to welcome everybody to my group. It's a pleasure to have you all here and have you guys showing your support. Anyway, so again, my name's Chris, or I shouldn't say again, but for those of you that don't know, my name's Chris. For those of you that I have done work for before and you are returning, welcome. And for those of you that are new here, thank you for showing up. Anyway, so I would like to cover a couple things today. One is that I just recently became BBB accredited. I know that's not as big as it used to be, but still a lot of people trust BBB. So that is very important. It's been amazing getting, BBB accredited. And for those of you that don't know how BBB works, or Better Business Bureau, you can't just sign up with them. It's not possible. You have to be invited into the group. And the only way that you can be invited in is by people consistently trying to research your business. And, that generates a lot of foot traffic. And then finally, BBB reaches out to you and asks you to join. So for those of you that have been trying to research my business, a big thumbs up to you guys. That's totally awesome. And now moving on, I would like to discuss with you guys transparency. And some of you that I've done work with may have noticed that my fees are lower than other bigger companies such as like 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Junk King, Two Men in a Junk Truck, College Hunks. Those particular companies, they charge you based on how much volume your items are going to be taking up in their truck. And that's not how I charge. The way I charge is based on how much I'm going to have to pay in fees at the dump and fuel costs, and if I have to bring anybody with to help, and so whenever I come up with a price, I always give you a breakdown, or at least I try to always give you a breakdown about this is how I arrived at that dollar amount. So there's two sides of what I do. There's a paid service and there's a free service. Again, those of you that I've done work with, you understand what I'm talking about. The paid service would be like if somebody has a couch to pick up, a mattress to pick up, bulky furniture, maybe a house clean out or garage clean out, etc. Those are all paid services, and those are paid based on how much I'm going to be charged at the landfill, like I said. So let's say, for instance, there's a couch that needs to be picked up or a mattress. Those I get charged a single item price at the dump. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, this is how much I'm paying in disposal. This is how much I'm paying in fuel. And if I'm bringing somebody else with to help, I'm also going to include, this is how much I'm paying that other person. And, there's a way to do it a little bit cheaper, which is if people have stuff waiting outside, all I have to do is load it up and go, because then I don't have to bring help. So I can offer a little bit of a cheaper price. And let's say, like I said, you have a house that needs to be picked up, or not a house that needs to be cleaned out. I'm going to tell you, this is how much I'm paying per load for disposal at the landfill. So let's say, I think that it's going to take me 3 loads. I'm going to tell you between 3 and 5. That's because I need to have a buffer in there in case it's going to be more than 3 loads. But, so let's say I'm going to tell you between 3 and 5 loads, and I'm going to tell you that I'm charging you, say, $175 per load. I'm going to tell you, this is how much I'm paying at the dump. This is how much I'm paying in fuel. This is how much I'm paying the person to come and help me. In some instances, I have to bring 2 people, so that way you know where all the money is going. And also, Another thing I try to do is work within people's budgets. So let's say I throw out a max dollar amount and it's going to be too expensive for you. There's a couple of different ways to go about working within that budget. One would be to bring another person with, and that way we can get stuff done faster. Or I could bring less people with, but that would be more loads. Typically, it's more loads. But I'm paying less in labor, sort of. It would make more sense in person. Or, there's been times when the price that the customer is willing to pay is so low that I can't afford to bring people with me, so I just go do the job myself. It might take me all day long, but I'm still getting the job done. It's just that if I have a bunch of those to do in one day, it makes more sense to bring a lot of people with to get the jobs done faster. But I'm just, in a nutshell, I'm telling you that there's different ways to work within your budget if it's too high. If this doesn't make any sense in this video, I totally understand. You can always call me and I can explain it better. Another thing that I do is a free service. So that would be like picking up appliances. So a lot of people ask me why I don't charge for picking up appliances anymore. And that's because I got tired of customers telling me, F you, we know that you're going to get money at the scrap metal yard. And when they were telling me that, I was spending a lot of time sitting on my rear end at home, and I got tired of doing that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this for free, and that way I'm still out there making a little bit of money as compared to sitting at home making no money. If a customer were to ask me how much do you charge, I'm not throwing out a dollar amount because I don't want the word to get out that I'm now charging, but I'm going to tell people, you know what, you guys can give me a tip, and it doesn't matter what that tip is. It could be as little as $5 if you want, or it could be as much as $20. It's totally up to you. And people seem to be happy with that because it gives them the freedom to pay what they want. So like I said, there's the paid service and there's the free service, and that's how I go about charging. I try to be as transparent about everything as humanly possible, and that's also what helped me get BBB accredited, was me, being upfront about how I charge and how transparent I can be. One of the reasons that I'm able to get by with not charging as much as the other guys is because, like I said, I don't have a warehouse, I don't have a fleet of trucks, I don't have full-time employees. So my overhead is not as high as the other bigger companies that are out there. But even though it's not as high and I'm not charging as much, that doesn't mean you're getting a lower quality service. I still do everything I can to go above and beyond to help people out. That way, I'm going to get a call back from them in the future. Because in this business, if you don't have somebody contacting you regularly or at least helping get your name out there, you're going to fail. And so I'm not going to provide a not cut rate, but a lower quality service and take a chance of them not telling their friends and family. Because if I charge too much and they're not happy, they're not going to get my name out there to other people that they know. If that makes sense to you guys. And that circles around, again, to me being BBB accredited, which, like I said, is totally awesome. And, you also have to have a trustworthy business. So my line of thinking is that if I was going to be a customer and a company was going to throw out a dollar amount to me for my stuff to be removed, and they didn't tell me how they arrived at that number, I'm not going to trust them. That's just who I am. And because of that line of thinking, I try to be as upfront and forthcoming as I possibly can with people, because in my mind, I'm building a better relationship with them. And that's also part of the reason why I'm creating this video today. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow my Facebook group, interact with each other, interact with me. It all helps. Thank you for watching.